We had another fantastic week last week with 3 winners at our home track, and also the mighty Egg Tart returning to the winners' circle in great fashion.
Yeah, Group 2 win and set for the Caulfield Cup now, so that's exciting. Should get him with the lightweight, and yeah, she can certainly stay.
Okay, we'll head straight into Randwick, where we start off with impressive last start winner Beatty.
He was. It's only 1,000 metres. My biggest concern is the likelihood of a heavy track. This stage it's a heavy 8. Hopefully it improves a little, because that's the only unknown. He certainly come through the race well. Very impressive on debut, beating a pretty good field. Coming back 100 metres, but I don't think that'll be too much of a concern.
Then we have a couple of races off where we can have a couple of light refreshments and watch a bit of Brisbane, and into race 4 with Araja.
Araja, third Australian run on Saturday. I've had a quick look at her European form, and she's had 2 wins on soft tracks and 1 placing on heavy. I'm sure that's a big plus. She's in very good form. She looks well and will be very hard to beat, Charles.
Okay, Oklahoma girl Lee McGorian taking her weight down to 54.5.
3 runs on heavy tracks, 2 wins in a second. Can't fault that. Distance is right. This time last year she was a placing in the Group 1 Oaks, so she needs to bring that form to the races to bounce back, but I'm sure she'll run well.
Vaucluse Bay, barrier 8.
Yeah, you'd have to question the track for him. He failed this time last year on a heavy 10, beaten about 15 lengths, but he did bounce back to us for running second his next start on a soft 7. So just keep a watchful eye on the track for him. But as he showed last start, he's ready to win.
Okay, then Solo Mission, Jay Ford, barrier 7.
Touch disappointing last start after being a good first up winner in Australia. Coming back in trip, I don't see that as too much of a negative. I'm not sure about his wet track form. We'll have a closer look towards Saturday. But yeah, he's going okay.
Okay, race 5, we have Leopari on the backup. Loves the wet track.
Super run last start. Just got too far out of his ground from his wide draw. Stepping up to the mile, as you said, loves a wet track. Big weight. We'll wait till Saturday morning to see how he comes through the run, give them all 7 days to prove to ourselves, prove to us that he's ready to back up, because obviously first up you don't want to be flattening them 7 days later, so we'll keep an eye on him towards the end of the week and make a decision Saturday morning. And
Valadero, who trialled impressively earlier in the week, you can put a line through his last run.
Yeah, he's a funny horse to catch. When he's sort of out of business, he just puts up the black and white checkered flag, doesn't he, or the white flag, and says that's enough. But yeah, he showed on earlier in the week that he's well, he's trialled well and he's sound. So yeah, just have to hope he brings his best form to the races.
He'll bounce straight back, don't worry. I'm serious on the backup.
Yeah, she's a good mare. Should have won last week. It was no one's fault. Just had too much to do from the wide gate and spotted the lead as a big start with a big weight. So. She's well and very good horse. She's certainly the class horse in the race.
Okay, Monasterio, barrier 5, Jay Ford.
Yeah, very unlucky last Saturday. If you watch his run, he just didn't get any daylight at all after blowing the start. So, a bit quirky. He needs to jump a bit better, but if he gets luck, he'll be running home strong.
Okay, into the 3-year-old 2,000 metre race. Last start winner, High Dude.
Yeah, much easier race that he won last start, but he's doing a pretty good job all the same. If he gets through the heavy conditions, he'll certainly stay, and it's not an overly strong race.
Jolly Honour, barrier 8, Ty England.
Yeah, he's going well, just working his way towards this distance, which I think he'll appreciate. Son of a reliable man, should handle the wet, and he's going very well.
Okay, then we have Ombudsman, who's also an emergency in the Derby up in Queensland.
Yeah, we'll have to just make a decision pretty quickly about him. We don't want him coming down there and then finding out that he's going to start the Derby. No. That would be a problem, Charles.
It'd be rather embarrassing.
Yeah, so I guess it's doubtful he comes down. We can't leave it too late because he'll miss the race. So yeah, decision will be made the next 24 hours on him.
Okay, and Tenero.
Yeah, he's going well. He's crying out for a big track, and hopefully handles the conditions. If that's the case, he'll be hard to beat. He's a horse that's looking for the 2,000 metres as well.
Via Veneto, up in grade.
Big step up in grade. We've just got to switch her off and ride her quiet because she's been over racing. I think the blinkers come off.
Yes, correct.
So that'll help her settle and just ride her conservatively and give her a chance to prove herself at this level.
Into the Stayers Cup, we have Richard of York, barrier 3.
Ran second in the race last year on a heavy 10 track. That's his biggest hope, that he can improve on a wet track. Taking out the top weight, it's a pretty weak race. So let's hope he can run up to last year's run.
And Mazaz, barrier 10.
Yeah, we're just having a try with him to see if he stays this extra journey. He's been up a very long time. Look, it's not an overly strong race as we said, but Destiny's Kiss is certainly the one to beat.
And Mornington, blinkers off up to the 2 mile distance.
Yeah, interesting runner. He's not going too bad. Good placings or thereabouts runs, but certainly far from winning. So again, just seeing if he stays the 2 mile journey.
Okay, race 9, we have Noir, barrier 8, also in Up at the Coast.
Yeah, likely to be scratched up at Doomben. She'll end up in the Tats Tiara, I think, in 2 weeks' time, providing she's running well leading into it, which will be Saturday. I would say we'd have a leaning towards running at Randwick. Good form on the soft and heavy, drawn much better down here.
Okay, and last but not least, the Avenger, barrier 15.
Very impressive winner first up. He's come through that very well.
Outstanding.
Draw is not ideal, but hey, later in the day, mightn't be a bad place to be.
And it is the Doomben preview, starting off with Sambro.
He's been doing some barrier education to stop that rearing in the gates, which hopefully we're on top of. He's got a brow band on, which seems to work pretty well. He's drawn well and he's racing well. He's done plenty of work between Hawkesbury winning and running on Saturday.
Okay, Gresham, barrier 11.
Probably stay home. It's a tricky gate. We'll just have a good look at the form speed maps, but he's in a rich vein of form, and we'll probably try and find another race for him down here.
And Seaway, barrier 2, Blection.
Yeah, he's going great. Good to see him draw well. That was the only thing that beat him last start at Rose Hill, and he's come through that run really well, and he'll appreciate the mile.
Into the Brisbane Cup, we have Naval Warfare, Michael Walker.
Yeah, good tough horse. He's been running very consistent races. He's drawn well. He's down in the weights. Obviously a big step up in grade, but sense of timing. Horse looks well. I'm sure he'll run well.
Okay, into the big one, the Stratty. We have Endless Drama, Glenn Schofield.
Yeah, awkward gate.
Very.
This horse will be better on a soft track. If we get a soft track, I think that the outside or the inside will be off, and the middle of the track will be the place to be, which is where he's drawn. So won't be looking into it too much. If it's a soft track, it's a chance.
And Foxplay.
Well, say exactly the same about her. When she won the Group 1 Coolmore Legacy, she drew wide on a heavy track. Again, there was no disadvantage to be out wide in the track. So if it's a good track, she's in trouble. If it's a soft track, she's a chance.
Okay, and last but not least, Shalala.
Yeah, she's drawn in the middle, about gate 10. I'm not sure what the emergencies have drawn, but she might come in a few. I think it's a pretty good draw for her. She likes to get back in the second half of the field, rattle home. She'll appreciate the tempo of a Stradbroke. Hopefully they run it as a true test. If that's the case, she'll be storming home late as she did first up.
And into the Chris Waller, the JJ Atkins, Lean Mean Machine.
The horse as well, he's got an awkward gait. Corey Brown's aboard again. We'll leave it up to Corey and see what unfolds. I think stepping up to the mile, draw won't be as important as his first 2 runs. Horse is great, working very well, and expect him to run well.
Zusane, awkward barrier, earmuffs go on.
Bad draw, only not getting cover, beat him last start. He still ran a gallant second. James McDonald's aboard, he's got good soft hands, just needs a bit of luck from the gate. Hopefully something will rip along and lead and give him a chance to switch off and settle somewhere.
And the Autumn Sun, Kieran McAvoy, barrier 6.
Yeah, he's drawn perfectly. Class act, I guess. The only negative is the amount of race starts he's had, but gee, couldn't have been any more impressive than each of those 2 wins, and the sectional times back up his class. So mile will suit him down to the ground. And he settled in very well since arriving end of last week.
Right, the Queensland Derby, Tangled. How many derbies does he want to run in?
Yeah, he can run this one, and then I don't know what's after that. But you could make a case for last start where he just forget he went around. He drew wide and he couldn't get cover. He's drawn perfectly on Saturday with gate 5. We've left the blinkers on. He did over race without cover, but with cover he'll be fine. Michael Walker knows him very well. Horse looks well. He's had plenty of time since his run in Adelaide. He's a colt, he's got natural hormones, and for that reason I think he can bounce back.
Okay, we have the Mighty Crown, Ben Melham.
He slipped as the barriers open last start and never got in touch with them. So drawn a little bit better on Saturday, and he's a horse that can race up on the speed, so he'll stay, but just forget his run last start.
Okay, then Maravi, who was very good last start.
He was drawn a bit awkward. Okay.
Yeah, he's 15.
Yeah, touch awkward, but look, if they get a bit of rain up there, I don't think barrier draws will be too significant. They'll all be fighting to get in the middle of the track and the straight. So he's had the right Derby preparation. It was a good run last start. I think that's a good form line going into this race, and just have to hope for a bit of luck from the gate.
Then last start winner Augustus making a big step up.
Yeah, he sure is. Look, he's a tough horse. I think he's out of an Oaks winner by a good stallion. He looks well. He's worked well in Sydney through the week, and he travels up to Queensland tonight, being Wednesday night, and I'm sure he'll run a cheeky race.
And then the wonderful filly, Young Star.
Yeah, bad barrier. That's disappointing. We've already been on the phone to Kieran this morning, and he's suggesting it's not too bad a gate. What did he say?
Why, he said you can park wherever you like. She'll be drawn into the right part of the track, and please run her.
Yeah.
I want to win the Oaks. Derby, rather. Pretty much.
So she's worked well through the week. Her gallop on Tuesday was very impressive, and she's a very good horse.
Okay, and Ombudsman, who obviously needs 2 scratchings.
Yeah, needs a couple of scratchings. Don't know how his chances will be there, but if he gets a start, he'll be competitive. If not, we'll have to find another race. But he's in Queensland. He galloped at the Gold Coast on Tuesday morning and worked well.
Okay, into the Dane Ripper, French Emotion, barrier 2.
Good draw. Won her last 2 starts in similar races. She's a class act. She'll get a lovely run, and Ben Melham rides.
Invincibella, James McDonald.
Yeah, awkward gate, but as we've said all along, with bad draws on this day, I think the last race of a big meeting mightn't be a bad place to be. So she likes a bit of room, and that's how she won the $1 million race at the Gold Coast, parked out 3 wide. So I guess something similar. Very good run last start.
And Noir.
Probably stay in Sydney, Charlie. There's a race for her there, and she's drawn much better. She's still a chance of going up to the Tats Tiara in 2 weeks' time, but seems silly to go all that way from that wide gate when there's a nice race worth 100,000 at home.
What a team.
Pretty good team.
Massive team. Hope you all have as much fun as we will. And just a quick preview on our Flemington runners, starting off with Hursley, barrier 7, Dwayne Dunn.
He's going well, steps up to 2,500 metres, good jockey aboard, horses really well, so it's a right race for him.
Okay, into the race 4, the 1800 metre race, Jaminza, barrier 6, Rick Nolan.
Bounced back to winning form last start, good draw, should get a nice run. I think he loves the distance.
Yep.
As we saw last prep, I think he strung 2 or 3 wins together. No reason why he can't again this prep.
Okay, Quick Defence, same race, barrier 5.
Yeah, he doesn't win out of turn, but he'll keep them honest, is probably the best way of pointing him out to everybody. Was in Melbourne yesterday, thought he looked particularly well.
Okay, race 6 over 1400 metres, Wayanka, barrier 10.
Yeah, he's struggling for form. He had a trial jump out last Friday and worked well. We gave him a bit of a kill, so he won the trial, and might just give him a bit of confidence. Perhaps that was the whole intention of it anyway, and see if that helps him, because there's nothing wrong with him. He's just lost confidence.
Okay, then we have Overstep, barrier 17, Mr. Craig Newland.
Yeah, awkward gate. I guess she's just got to go back and try and find some cover.
Hope to finish over
she's
the
running
top.
well, it's the right distance, but just needs to settle, needs pace on, just needs a few things to go away.
And last but not least, Amavatio, barrier 2, Ethan Brown, claiming valuable 2 kilos off.
Perfect draw for him. He can only win the race the last 100 metres, so get a nice easy run. Don't go around any horses if you can help it. And he'll be the last one on the scene, and go back and have a look at his last couple of runs. He's ready to win. Nice and fresh, he'll run well.
Perfect. Best of luck.